Well, g'day guys. Just in the backyard, had a bit of snow. Sun's peeking out now, which makes it nice. And I just thought I'd show you guys my backyard kitchen. So got my trusty tripod for the pot hanger, so I can make myself a cup of tea. I know it's not quite a billy, but it's all I could find at the thrift shops over here. But it's a nice copper kettle and it does a great job of boiling water. Not a super technical job, but it does it pretty well. The other thing that I wanted to show you, apart from my paleo sausages, which, you know, they're just sausages. Sausages aren't that great over here, unfortunately, but you get what you can get. But what I did manage to find over here, which I'm pretty stoked with, is this pressure cooker. So again, it was a thrift shop find. It's got some nice hardwood handles, some nice hanger loops on the end of the handle there. Unfortunately, the handles spin, so I might try and fix that at some point, but we'll see how we go. And then the lid, so the brand of it is National Presto Cooker, and I'm pretty sure it says 4 ounces. I don't have my glasses on me, but anyway, maybe it is, maybe it isn't, but oh, maybe 4 quart actually, sorry, that's what it is, 4 quart. Again, I'm probably making that up, but whatever. So I really like it because it's sturdy aluminium, I'm pretty sure it is. Cast aluminium, I think. Or it could be stainless steel, but I think, yeah, I'm not too sure. I think it's aluminium. And how it works is it's got these notches. Hopefully you can see that on the lid there. And they just fit down on top, and then with a mechanical teeth there, it just turns, and then the pot lid is attached to the pot, as you can see. Now I think back in its day it would have had a hardwood knob on top of the lid there, but as you can see it's since broken off. And you never know, I may be able to do something and put one back on in coming times. And I think there should have been a seal that was inside here that actually sealed the pot and the lid so that it was a true pressure cooker. So at the moment it's not a true pressure cooker. We've just got a bit of snow and ice falling out of the trees behind us there. But I think having the lock-on lid is really helpful, and it does manage to keep a fair bit of the heat and a little bit of the pressure inside. So I'm pretty happy with that. Anyway, I cooked wombat stew the other day and it was pretty good. So that was my first time using it in anger, and it did well. So today, as I showed you before, we've got the sausages, and there's also got some spuds. So I'm going to wrap those in alfoil, stick them in the coals, cook up the sausages, and that'll be sort of early dinner for the family. But we better get a cup of tea on because it's pretty cold. All right. I also wanted to show you guys today the pack that I've started building for Harry, my son, for Scouts. So this is an old Plattattack backpack that I bought back in 2005, 6 maybe, something like that. So it's pretty old. It's about at least 12, 13 years old. So you could probably say it's about as old as Harry. He's 12 at the moment. So anyway, I'm going to gift that down to him. So some of the things I've done just recently was put these knots on, because most of the zip pullers have had given way. So I think they look pretty neat. And the good thing is, when it's cold and you've got gloves on, they're nice and easy to grab, which I like. So some of the things I put in here for him, So there's, if I can get this down enough, there's these little magazine pouches in here. But so on this one I've put the compass for him, and then over on this one just a water rope there, which is just 550 paracord, same paracord I used on the handles. And then so far down the bottom I've just got his camp knife, which is a fairly cheap Camelus knife, but it is full tang, and it's got the hard shoulder on the back of the blade for fire starting, so it's a good starter knife for him. And in the front I've loaded up in here 2 fire starting kits, and we'll go into those in a bit more detail in a minute. I'll just pop them there for now. And then on this side another bit of so this is I think it's 850 paracord, and it's a shortish bundle, but great for collecting firewood, so that's kind of the purpose for that. Up in the top here I've just got his head torch at the moment, but there'll be some other personal items. I think what I'll put in here will be his ditty bag, so a bit of first aid, bit of toiletries, all the personal stuff up here, more survival kind of stuff down in the front here, and then in the bigger section he'll be able to put things like his sleeping bag and that sort of stuff in there. At the moment just got a smaller cook set, which is just a stainless steel Stanley nesting cup style. Got 2 cups in there, so he'll be able to make himself a cup of tea, and at the moment an Nalgene bottle, so they're both in there. And then at the bottom I've got the tarp, so it's a 3 metre by 3 metre tarp, which you can make a myriad of shelters out of, so excellent piece of kit. Then on the sides here I've just put a couple of carabiners on there, and these are loops of loops of paracord that can be used to hold the tarp in place on the ridge line, and I'll go into that in a later video, I think. And then on the side I've always had this on here, so I left it on there. It's just an old Anzac Appeal badge, lest we forget, and I think that's pretty neat. So so that's hopefully going to be his scout bag. Okay, so I said that I'd go into the fire starting kits a little bit more in detail, so I'll do that now. So on the outside here I've just got some tyre tube to keep over it. It keeps the lid on nice and tight, and also tyre tube, being vulcanized rubber, will burn or smoulder for quite a long time. It's a slow burn material, so at a pinch you could use that for a bit of fire starter if you wanted to. The other thing you could do is cut it, and because I've got 2 lengths, you could cut both of them, and you could make that with a little bit of leather into a slingshot if you really needed to get creative with rubber. There's a lot of things you could use it for. Okay, so the 2 kits. So firstly I've got this one, which is my primary flint and steel kit, okay, and then this one here, which is my other bits and pieces kit. So firstly we'll go into the flint and steel kit. So as the name suggests, we've got some flint, which is just a piece of quartz that I pulled out of the river recently. This is a fire bellows, so all it is a concertinaed bit of tube like an antenna, and you can blow into that. It's got quite a big opening that end, small opening that end, and you may see me needing to use that. What that does is get a bit of breath into the fire at the base of the fire to really get the heat going. So then jute, so all that is some jute rope pulled apart, and then you can further pull that apart, and I'll do that in a minute, to make a bird's nest. So then in here you've got your steel, or as my granddad calls it, not my granddad, sorry, the kid's granddad calls it the mustache. So that's the steel. And then I've charred some cotton cloth in there. Okay, so that's that kit. In this one then, ferro rod, and it's just a cheap Walmart one that's attached to a bit of a stone for sharpening. I don't think it'd be real good for sharpening, but anyway, there you have it. I think you can strike a match on that as well. I should try that actually. Dry lint can be used for a bird's nest as well. Another piece of quartz that I picked up, which can be smashed down to get a nice sharp edge to use as another flint. A small mini Bic lighter, which is always handy, and I've wrapped that in some Gorilla Tape, which can be used for anything, essentially, creating miracles probably. Then some all-weather matches. Hopefully you can see them through the plastic. They're just those high burn ones, which can be quite handy, and then a couple of striker pads in the bottom. Okay, so we'll put all this one away because hopefully we won't need that today. Today we're going to use the flint and steel method, which I like the best, so I'll give that a go. Just come around this side to this, cut to one side. So what I'm going to use is I've got some birch bark here, and that is really good fire starter, very nice and dry, and quite thin and flammable. I've got a bit of that mushed up and put down in the base of the fire. I've built what I call at least the AT. So we've got the T on the bottom, which is two pieces for the bottom of the fire lay, two pieces of split out wood, a higher piece at the back, which is a bit greener, so that won't burn so quickly, and it'll just retain the back of the fire a bit, and then the A. So that's the T, and then the A is the fire starter, essentially, and creates a nice little cave in there where I will throw the bird's nest. So I'll use a bit of this jute, and you don't need a great deal. A piece of the cloth, so I'll just get that out of the way. So all we're trying to do is pull it apart and make a little bird's nest that we're going to throw the ember into. And I'm going to put that into what I've kind of coined the term of a birch bark taco. So some birch bark in the bottom of the taco, and again it's just a thicker piece of birch bark. The jute fibre, which is the really quick burn stuff, in the middle. So that's built our taco. And all I'm going to do is grab the flint and steel and the cloth, and hopefully I'm going to strike a piece of the steel spark down onto the cloth. And there we go, we've got that smouldering away. Hopefully you can see that. And we'll just put that down in there. Fold him up. And there we go, you've got the flame. So because you've got that in that taco, you can hold it and it'll burn for a little while, but what we want to do is just tuck that in to the base of our fire, and I'll pull that out so you can see it, and that'll catch all of that birch bark that's down in there. Then all we need to do is put a door on the cave. And just keep feeding it a few little bits of the smaller kindling. And you should find that you should be able to get a fairly successful fire base happening pretty quickly out of all of that. Now if you need to, as I said, you've got your fire bellow. And as you can see, that introduces quite a bit of breath and heat into the fire. Yeah, all right. So there you go. That's fire starting with a flint and steel. Beautiful. guys, that's it for the video. I hope you've enjoyed seeing me do some backyard cooking over the grill and the fire, and I'm going to go inside now and enjoy these sausages and potatoes. So we'll see you next time. Cheers.